Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to cut through some of that financial noise. Today, we're zeroing in on something I think a lot of us feel right. You earn a decent income, maybe even a really good one, but somehow you're still left wondering, well, where did it all go? We're not really doing Finance 101 here. We want to get into the subtleties, the things that make the difference between just managing your money and really building wealth. And we're starting with the absolute foundation, mastering your cash flow. It's not just about spreadsheets, it's about feeling truly in command, giving you that shortcut to clarity and, frankly, confidence.
Exactly. And for this conversation, we're looking at Personal Finance Basics, a training guide. It's a great source because it really goes beyond just defining terms. It doesn't just tell you what cash flow is, but digs into why it's, well, the engine behind everything else in personal finance, and crucially, how to apply it effectively for, lasting financial well-being, even if you think you already know the ropes.
Okay, let's really unpack this then. Cash flow. At its heart, it's the pulse of your finances, isn't it? The money coming in, the money going out, that constant movement. It's about getting really clear on those inputs and outputs, like a granular level of understanding. That's what gives you real agility. It's more than just tracking. It's understanding the implications of where every dollar is going. Now, a budget, which, yeah, we'll definitely talk about more later, that's your plan, right, for how to use your income. But cash flow, that's the reality, the actual movement, like a financial thermometer showing you what's really happening.
That's a great analogy, the thermometer. Budgeting is the map. Cash flow tracking is the GPS saying you are here right now. And the guide breaks it down very clearly into the two sides, income and expenses. So income, pretty straightforward. It's all the money coming in, your paycheck, obviously, but also maybe income from side gigs, benefits, investment dividends, support payments, things like that. And what the guide really stresses, and this is crucial even for people who feel financially savvy, is focusing on your net income. That's the money you actually have after taxes, retirement contributions, insurance, all those deductions are taken out. That difference between gross and net that can create this sort of phantom wealth feeling, candid money you think you have, but it never hits your account. Really understanding those deductions is key to knowing your true available cash.
That focus on net income, yeah, that's so foundational. I think people do. They mentally spend the gross amount sometimes. So this guide really grounds us right from the start.
Okay. But then the other side, expenses. That's where things can feel a bit wilder, maybe. Where do people typically stumble when they start looking at the out column? Does the guide mention common blind spots?
Oh, absolutely. It might seem simple just listing expenses, but the guide adds some important layers here. It talks about three main types. First, you've got your fixed expenses. These are the predictable ones, the costs that, generally stay the same each month. Think rent or mortgage, car payments, maybe some subscription bills. They seem predictable, but the guide does warn about, like, subscription creep. Those small recurring charges you forget about, they add up. So even fixed costs need a review now and then.
Right, so even the set and forget stuff isn't totally set and forget. Good point, even if you feel you're on top of it. It's exactly. Then comes variable expenses. These are the ones that fluctuate, depending on your choices, your usage, groceries, utilities, gas for the car, entertainment, that kind of thing. And here the guide makes a really sharp point, especially for those who are already tracking. It's not just what you spend variably, but understanding if that spending is actually value aligned. Is it just habit, or does it genuinely contribute to your priorities? The guide suggests looking at the why behind the variable spending. That big grocery bill was healthy food you planned for, or just impulse snacks? That's where real insight comes.
A value aligned versus habitual. I like that. It shifts it from just cutting costs to actually optimizing your spending. Okay, what's the third type?
The third category, and this one can be deceptively tricky, is occasional expenses. These don't happen every month, but boom, when they hit, they can be significant. Think annual insurance bills, car registration, property taxes, maybe holiday spending, vet bills. The guide really hammers home the need to budget a little bit every month towards these. It gives a good example. Someone tracks everything perfectly, feels great, then suddenly needs hundreds for car repairs or gets that yearly insurance premium. If you haven't set aside money for it, even a profitable month can certainly feel stressful, maybe even push you towards using credit. Anticipating these is key.
Okay, so we've tracked income, we've tracked expenses in these different categories meticulously. What's the next step? How do we make sense of all this data?
Right, this is where you get your monthly financial snapshot. It's like your personal P&L, your profit and loss statement. For a business, it shows profit. For you, it shows your financial health for that month. Are you ahead or are you falling short? And importantly, why? You just do the basic math. Total net income minus total expenses.
And what does that final number tell us?
Well, two possibilities. If your income is more than your expenses, you've got a surplus. That positive number isn't just good job, it's your power source for everything else. The guide calls this your strategic advantage. It's where you move from just covering bills to actively shaping your future, paying down debt faster, building investments, saving for big goals. It means you're living within your means, and that's real financial control.
And the flip side, a deficit. That sounds like a clear signal something needs to change.
Absolutely. If expenses are higher than income, that's a deficit. It's a red flag saying adjustments are needed. Pronto. But the guide frames it constructively, not as failure, but as a prompt to reevaluate. It forces choices. Do you cut back on some variable spending, maybe digging into that value-aligned question? Or do you look for ways to bring in more income? That simple calculation is incredibly empowering because it gives you that clear picture and tells you where action is needed.
That monthly snapshot provides so much clarity. But
Yeah.
here's something that trips people up, right? Even if that snapshot looks good, like you should have money left over, you can still end up, well, short. It feels like you're doing everything right, but the timing is off.
You've nailed it. That's what the guide calls the cash flow timing problem. It's super common and, yeah, sneaky. It's not about the total amount you have over the whole month. It's about having the cash when the bills are actually due. The guide has this great example. Say you earn $1,000 every 2 weeks. So $4,000 a month, pretty good. And let's say your total bills for the month are $3,600. On paper, fantastic. $400 surplus. But, and here's the rub, what if, say, $2,400 of those bills are due in the first week, before that second paycheck hits mid-month. Suddenly you're scrambling. Even though you will have enough money later, you don't have it now when the rent or car payment is due. That leads to late fees, overdraft charges, maybe leaning on credit cards. It causes huge stress and can undo a lot of good financial habits, even if you technically earn enough.
Oh yeah, that scenario feels very familiar. Being technically okay, but practically broke at certain points in the month. So what does the guide suggest? What are the practical things you can do about these timing traps?
It offers some really immediate actionable steps. First, get super detailed. List all your bills and their exact due dates. Then put that timeline next to your pay dates. Just seeing it visually often reveals the pinch points. It can be a real aha moment, but it doesn't stop there. A really proactive step, one people often don't think of, is to just call your providers, your utility company, your credit card company. A lot of them are surprisingly willing to shift your due date by a week or two to better match your pay cycle. The guide even suggests ways to phrase that request, politely explaining the timing issue, maybe offering to set up autopay on the new date. It's about solving the problem up front.
Okay, those short-term fixes sound really helpful, giving you some immediate breathing room and control. But what about stopping these timing issues from happening month after month? Is there a more strategic, long-term solution in the guide?
Yes, definitely. And this leads to a really core concept. Building a cash cushion. Now, this isn't just your standard emergency fund for like a broken furnace, though it helps there too. This cushion is specifically there to absorb those month-to-month timing gaps we were just talking about. It gives you financial flexibility. The idea is simple. Consistently put aside a bit of money each month, even if it's small to start, into your checking or savings. Build up a buffer. When you have that cushion, you're not stressed if 3 big bills land before payday. The money is already there. And the guide argues this cushion does more. It gives you strategic power. You can avoid high-interest debt. Maybe you can pay an annual insurance premium up front for a discount because you have the cash. It turns defense into offense. It's not just a safety net. It provides real stability and, honestly, huge peace of mind.
This has been incredibly useful, really digging into the mechanics of cash flow. So let's try and boil it down. What are the absolute key actions, the mindset shifts for anyone listening?
Okay, yeah. To master cash flow, the guide essentially says, number 1, know exactly where your net income comes from, every source. Number 2, track meticulously where every single dollar goes out, every expense, categorize meaningfully. Then total it up. Calculate that monthly surplus or deficit. That's your reality check. And then the crucial part, plan accordingly. Surplus. Decide it's job debt reduction, building that cushion, investing, deficit. Make a clear plan, trim non-essential spending, find more income. The guide really stresses that this isn't a one-time thing. It's a consistent habit. Checking that financial pulse regularly, that's what stops you from drifting into debt or just feeling perpetually unsure about your money. It puts you in the driver's seat.
And connecting it back, like you said earlier, this mastery of cash flow, it really is the bedrock, isn't it? It's not just one piece of the puzzle. It's the foundation for literally any other financial goal you might have. Saving for a house, retirement, starting something new.
Or just feeling less stressed month to month. Absolutely.
It gives you that clarity and control to make smarter decisions everywhere else in your financial life.
It really is about shifting that relationship with money, moving from feeling uncertain or reactive to feeling proactive and genuinely empowered.
Which brings us to a final thought for you, listening in. Something to maybe chew on this week. How might just one small, deliberate change in how you track your expenses, maybe trying a different method, focusing on one category, even just using a notebook for a few days, how might that shift your perception of where your money is really going? And what opportunities might that little bit of new awareness open up for you? Start small, see what you find, stay curious, keep learning. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.